welcome back to my channel, and if you have ever thought about living on a Greek party island, this video is for you. So last year I spent 6 months living and working in Ios, Greece. It was a wild ride, and before I went, really would have liked someone to tell me a little bit more about what to expect. So this is everything that you might want to know about living and working there: the good, the bad, the ugly, and the amazing. Let's start with the living conditions. This is a video of the room that I was sharing towards the end of my trip. So yeah, that is not an anomaly of what rooms look like. That is what a lot of the accommodation is like in Ios. I don't know why, and it's really gross, but I swear no one cleans anything when they live there. There were boys that were literally like, they built a plank of wood, right, to their toilet, because the boys, they lived with like 5 boys, and instead of not pissing on the floor of their bathroom, they installed a plank of wood, so you had to walk like the plank to get to the toilet. So yeah, that is just, I don't know why, that's what it's like. If you are a super clean and like neat freak, I probably would consider maybe going somewhere else, maybe trying somewhere that's not just a party destination, because I've heard like not just Ios, but like Zante, Malia, Corfu, like they're all quite similar in how people live. So in terms of sleeping arrangements, if you have your own room in Ios, you are laughing. Most people at least have to share their room with one other person, if not 2. Most of the time you'll have a single bed. If you had a double bed, that would literally be a luxury. You don't get provided like a doona cover or anything because it's just so hot, but it is kind of annoying because I do really like sleeping with one. You basically just get a sheet. And if you want more than one sheet, I would say bring a sheet yourself. I'm going to do that this year because yeah, you just literally have nothing. You have one sheet, and then when it's in the wash, you've got nothing there. I spoke a little bit about bathrooms earlier, but honestly, the bathroom situation is a little grim. So in Greece, in most of the places, you can't flush your toilet paper. So you have to like do a poo and then put your toilet paper in the bin rather than in the toilet, which is kind of gross in itself. But when you're sharing with like 5 boys in a bathroom, it's definitely even worse. Another thing in Greece that is quite different to Australian living conditions is that you don't have a shower head. You just have like the hose thing, and you have to like hose yourself off in the shower. I also didn't have hot water in my shower, so we basically had cold showers the whole time, which kind of sucked as well. But yeah, these are just the things that you get used to living there, I guess. And you come out of there and you're like, oh my God, a shower head. You're like, wow, it's amazing. So another part of living in Greece in most of the workers' accommodation is that you don't have a kitchen, or if you have a kitchen, it's really tiny and most of the stuff probably doesn't work. So this means that you're probably going to have to eat out like every meal. So I did try to go buy like a little toasting machine and a kettle, but to be honest, I literally hardly ever used it. I made 2-minute noodles like once and then just never did it again. So that's another thing you definitely need to get used to living there, is not having a home cooked meal. Some of the food is quite cheap, like a gyros is between 3 and 4 euros, but your body does start being like, please feed me a vegetable or feed me salad. But yeah, that's just another factor of living in a place like Ios. In terms of work while you're living on a party island, assuming that you're working in like the bars and the clubs, I think it's the same for the restaurants as well. You are working at least 6 nights a week, if not 7. And this sounds like a lot, and it definitely is, but it's a little different to like Australian bartending in that they give you free drinks every night. They kind of want you to be drunk because they want you to like be fun and bubbly. Obviously, they don't want you to be wasted, but people got wasted at work all the time, and they kind of just said like, hey, like maybe don't do that again. So you definitely get quite sick as well because you are working so much and you're drinking so much. Like, it sounds bad, but I could count on my hands the amount of days I didn't drink when I was in Ios, just because you're around it so much, and it's like hard to say no because people are buying you drinks while they're at the bar and things like that. And another thing was that I wasn't sleeping very well because of what I explained about the living conditions, and you basically just have a fan, you don't have air conditioning. So I was only sleeping for a couple hours a night. So not sleeping, working every day, drinking, not really eating very well, you're guaranteed to probably get sick. I literally had the worst cough you've ever heard ever. I was designated to bed rest by my job because they were like, you cannot work while you're coughing like that. So in terms of what you do when you're not working, most of the days we spent at Harmony, which is like just like this little restaurant, but like had all these lovely like beach lounges and stuff, and you're just jumping off the cliffs into the water every day. So it's not too much of a tough life. You are feeling pretty hungover every morning as well, so swimming in the ocean is perfect. Some of the days we would like go and explore or do a boat tour. If you can get your hands on like a scooter or a car, that's amazing, because EOS is, the towns and stuff are really small, but any of the cool places you want to go, you basically have to get some sort of transport because there's no buses and things like that. I also tried to be kind of healthy when I was there. I tried to go for some runs. I tried to go to the gym. Obviously, this is also quite difficult when you're feeling like shit every day and you're not eating that well and you're not sleeping that well. So I don't even know if it was making me better or worse to be doing exercise, but I just mentally needed to do something. I also tried to do a lot of walking, and I think that's why I didn't necessarily put on like 20 kilos while I was there. I definitely did put on weight though. So like, yeah, your body just drinking every day obviously is not very good for you. So that's kind of a very broad overview of what life is like. It might sound kind of intense and crazy, and it is intense and crazy, but you also spend every single day with like your best friends. You're just around your mates every day. Your biggest concern is like, are we having a drink tonight? So it is a fun life. It's not something I could do 24/7, but it is really cool to do that and then come home to my nice bed and routine. If you do have any other questions about EOS or how I got a job or anything like that, just let me know. I would love to help. And if you're going this year, I will see you there.